What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Ransom Doty channel. Today is something special. It is the very first start of the John series where we're going through each passage. We're not going to read the whole chapter. We're going to break down each passage. So today it is John 1 verses 1 through 5. And this is a great slate of verses. The whole book of John is amazing. If you don't know, the book of John is the fourth gospel. It's the fourth account written of Jesus' life, and it starts off amazing. This is what we're gonna read the beginning. So this is the fourth gospel. So you stick out through the entire series, you would have read and had the entire gospel of John fully explained. So, here it is, John 1. And the subtitle, or the subsection, is the divinity of Christ. And this is how I'm kind of going to explain it later, but the divinity of Christ. So this is what it says. Actually, before I read this, I'm going to go all the way to Genesis. Genesis 1:1. The very first verse in the entire Bible. Let me get to it. My gosh. All right. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was formless and without void. Now, that was verses 1 and 2. And now we are going into John. It says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. And the Word was with God. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Verse 2. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. He was in the beginning with God. So that's verse 2. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him. And apart from him, not even one thing came into being that which has came. So, all things have came into being through him, and apart from him, not one thing has came. Now, verse 4. In him was life, and the life was the light of mankind. And the light shined in the darkness, and the darkness did not grasp it. So this is very good. I'm going to read it now all together, and then I'll break it down. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him, and apart from him, not even one thing came into being that has came into being. So nothing has existed that hasn't came through him. In him was life, and the life was the light of mankind. And the light shined in the darkness, and the darkness did not grasp it. Now that's verses 1 through 5. Now, if you're wondering what translation I'm reading out of, it is the New American Standard Bible 2020. I've done a lot of research on it, and a lot of people ask me all the time, what is the best translation to read out of? This is my first time ever reading it. I've been reading out of it for about 2 weeks, so since Christmas. But I always tell somebody, this is so off topic, I always tell somebody when they ask me what's the best translation to read out of, the best translation of the Bible to read out of is the one you read. A lot of people have a hard time reading KJV, but if you read the KJV, then that's the best translation. If you read NIV, that's the best translation for you. Like, the best translation is the one that you'll pick up and read, and not one that is left on the shelf. Okay, off topic, sorry, but because maybe your version doesn't look exactly like mine. So John 1:1, verses 1 through 5, shows that Jesus is the eternal Word who existed before creation. He was with God, and he is God, and everything was made through him. Jesus is the life and the light. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it, right? Now, what are these verses doing? Well, these verses establish Jesus' divinity, his role as a creator, and he reveals himself as God, made known to us. He's laying down the foundation for understanding the Trinity and how Christ actually became flesh. So, we didn't read this verse today, but in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And then if we look over at verse 14, which we'll read in a couple of days, it says, "And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us." So Jesus, fully God, was begotten, and then he lived a perfect sinless life where he was fully God and fully human. So this is the first day of the John series, and let me get back to it so I can tell you what verses we're reading tomorrow. And tomorrow we are going to be reading verses 6 through verses 13. And this is the witness of John the Baptist. So, super excited for that. I really hope you enjoy this series. I'm trying something a little new. But I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow for John 6. Peace.